so happy to see you. This is what we want you to do right for just 30 seconds before we start. We want you to walk to somebody you haven't talked to before, tell them one fun thing you did this weekend, and then we're going to fill up just these 3 sections, and we're going to fill them up only like from row 6 down. In other words, we're going to come closer. So get up, tell somebody what fun thing you did, walk around, greet each other, and then we're going to get started. Are you doing March Madness?
Yes, I have. I'm winning my family.
Love it. And you can also tell them who you think's going to win March Madness. I'll give you a hint. D-U-K-E. D-U-K-E.
Florida.
No, not Florida. D-U-K-E. I think Duke's going to win.
That's not a bad bet.
It's not a bad bet. Florida's not either. Auburn thinks they're going to win. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I love hearing this chatter. All right. We're going to ask you to come on down. So people in the back, you know who you are. You can go to any 3 of these sections, but we want everybody a little bit closer. So, who is going to win absolutely everything? Let's just see, let's just throw it down. Who's it going to be? Florida, Duke, anybody else saying it?
If someone says
I'm going for Duke, so we're going to see. All right, thank you for sitting nice and close. Here come our announcements.
All right, so behind me is a map of the edge of our campus. On Thursday evening this week, Harvey County SWAT team will be conducting a training at the house that is circled. This is right next to the guest house and east of the student parking lot. Do not be alarmed, this is a planned training. Again, this Thursday evening, it might look like an intense deal with all the vehicles. Next.
We're not going to be scared, right? We're going to call Ghostbusters. Just don't call Student Life, because it's planned. Nothing's happening. All right, here we go. Number 2. Student Life will be running a fire drill and tornado drill this week. It had better not be during bivouac, but okay, we're going to find out. Tonight will be the fire drill starting at 8 p.m., so you know. Remember, if you're in Erb, go to the soccer field and find your LARC leader. And if you're in KC, you go to the Sandy volleyball court area on the sidewalk and find your LARC leader, so you know where to go. Yes? Yes, good. The tornado drill will be on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Yes, love that. Go to the basement of your building for this drill. Next.
All right, Wednesday night worship will be in Keim basement at 9 p.m. Come hear student testimonies and worship together. Earn 5 CE points for attending. And next.
Yep. Class registration opens this Sunday, April 6th at 8 p.m. Your advisor will be contacting you to set up a meeting to plan your classes for next year. You'll need to enroll in your classes on your My Hesston account, right? Once your advisor approves your schedule, you can pick up your golden ticket, and yeah, that's you gotta have that ticket, for the room lottery. Look for an email from the registrar's office for more details. Next.
Housing meeting for next year and the summer are the following. If you are planning on returning next year and will be a dorming student, come on Wednesday, April 9th, 10 a.m., and 1 p.m. in Crop 160. There is no class this day, so those times should work in your schedule. Continue to check your email for information from Student Life about each of these meetings, and also check the posters on the Student Life board. Next.
Okay, all right. Tuesday, April 15th is room selection night. Ta-da! This is the night you will get to pick your room for next year. Turn in your golden ticket. That's why you've got to talk to your advisor, right? And get all that settled in. To the Student Life office by noon on April 14th to be part of the lottery drawing. There should also be candy involved. I'll work on that, just make sure. Starting at 8 p.m., come to the Lark's Nest with your roommate, and you will be directed as to what comes next. How exciting. All right, and now for athletic announcements with Brian.
So some of the things going on this week, the women's disc golf team travels to North Carolina for the college national championship. So pretty cool thing there. In track, Michelle Lewis took 4th place in the 100-meter hurdles at the Mark Phillips Invitational. We actually compete this weekend at the Friends Invitational. I will say at that meet there were multiple other PRs on the team, so it was an exciting week this past weekend. Golf plays at the District Preview Golf Tourney today in Oklahoma City. Baseball had a busy week. They went 2-3 this past week, and this week the varsity hosts Dodge City Tuesday and East Central on Friday and Saturday, and the JV is at Mid-American Nazarene on Wednesday. On the softball side, they are at Independence Community College on Thursday, and they host Neosho this coming Saturday. Flag football hosts Cotty College and Bethel College this Saturday. And esports, Rocket League plays Indiana University. Not sure exactly what that says. I think playoffs are tonight. With Valorant, Smash Bros, Overwatch, and Rocket League all playing. Many of those matches, some of them start at 7 and some go till 8, start at 8 p.m. start. So those are some of the things that are going on, and a lot to maybe, take in and be a part of and support. Thanks, guys.
Morning, my name is Ken Rogers, and today we're going to be talking about opportunities in travel and getting off campus and working with cross-cultural learning. And one of the things I think that's really important is to get out of our comfort zones. Some of you do that by coming here as students. Some of you do that perhaps by traveling in different areas or learning to know someone from a different culture than yours. We do that through reading. We do that through consuming films, a variety of different ways, but I think it's really important. Mark Twain has a favorite quote of mine. He says, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness." And that's a way that a lot of times when we learn to know about other cultures and other places, we begin to break down the kind of barriers and realize that the humanness that binds us all. It has been our tradition at Hesston College to take an international choir tour every other year. Last summer we went to Europe, and the plan is in 4 years to go do another European trip. But next summer, from May 19 to June 6, the plan is to go to Paraguay. Paraguay is a landlocked country in South America, bordered by Argentina, Brazil, and Bolivia. And so on the next slide, you'll see that there are a variety of places. You see Ascension is right on the border with, kind of right at the, if you follow the border where it goes down, Ascension is the capital. About a third of the population lives there, right on the border with Argentina. The plan is to spend about 3 weeks in Paraguay. This started, we've been investigating going to a variety of different locations around the globe, other than Europe, which we have done for 40 years. And last year, many of you know Hadassah Friesen, and Hadassah is from Paraguay, and in talking with her family and a number of Hesston College alums who live in Paraguay, it was decided that it would work to make this happen. So we are going to be spending about a week in Ascension, in the capital, visiting some schools and doing concerts there, and then heading into the northern part. You see the capital on the left there, that's fine, the next one is fine. The next is going up into the Chaco, which is more high desert plains, and visiting some of the locations there that are a bit more rural. We'll be in a place called Philadelphia, like the town, like Philadelphia, yeah, only spelled a bit differently, which is a town about the size of Hesston, actually, but we'll be, again, working with some music schools and doing a variety of things and learning about the culture there. And then we'll head to the south, and our last week we'll be doing some hiking and ending up at Iguazu Falls, which is one of the 7 wonders of the natural world, which is right on the border with Brazil. We'll have 3 hours of humanities credit available for intercultural competence, and the cost, we're just finalizing that right now, and by the end of the year. If you are interested in singing and doing a trip like this, please talk to Russell, Adrian, or myself. We'd be happy to visit with you about that. And no matter what, I would really encourage you to find ways to get off campus and to engage in learning about others. Peter?
Oh, thank you. See if you can scroll down to find stuff on Tulsa. That slide will come later. Yep, and go up one. Yes, there we go. Peter Lehman and I also have a class to offer called Urban Life and Culture, and that is spring of next year, 2026. It is also a 3-hour class, and it also helps you fulfill your requirement for intercultural competency. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12:30 to 1:20, and you go, wait, if we only do that, then we're not meeting enough every single week. It's like, oh, yes, you will be, because 9 wonderful days. Oh, and look at the class fees, only $325 for 9 days in. No, not Las Vegas. Next slide, please. Tulsa. That's right, Tulsa. We're going to leave Friday, March 13th, right after classes, so you won't miss any classes. And we're going to come back Sunday night, March 22. Next slide. So what will we experience?
It is a sociology class, but there's going to be history, there's going to be ethics, there's going to be a few different things that we'll learn about in the class throughout the semester itself, or throughout the main semester, that time slot, Tuesday, Thursday, which will involve exciting things like zoning and more stuff. That's more exciting than that. The implications that all those things have. But part of the reason why we're choosing Tulsa is because of some of the historic ways that you can talk about stratification in the classroom. You can talk about the history of a certain place in the classroom, but being there is very different. So the pictures that you see up here called Black Wall Street, that's the informal name for a certain district of Tulsa, the Greenwood District. So it was a prosperous area known widely but informally as Black Wall Street. It was about 35 blocks of the city that was filled with black shops, hotels, banks, law firms, hospitals. There were 2 newspaper headquarters, many more prosperous businesses that were largely owned and patronized by African Americans in Tulsa up through the 1920s. So the 1920s and the 19-teens in the United States were the worst part of American race relations besides slavery. And so that's across the country, right? So the context for some of the pictures you see there, the destruction on the one side, is a riot and a massacre that happened in 1921 that completely destroyed, except for literally just a few buildings that I think we'll see when we're there. Yeah, just a few buildings still standing from that era of Black Wall Street. And so there's a museum dedicated to it. The riot or the massacre lasted Okay, the riot or the massacre lasted 2 days. Around 300 people were killed, and around 1,400 homes and businesses were destroyed. About 10,000 people left homeless as a result. So a major, major, major incident. And part of the chilling part of this, too, is that it wasn't in history textbooks. up until 1996, which is when the state of Oklahoma started paying more attention to it. And even then, the nation didn't really take notice until much later. So a reason why history matters today, and some of that is still being figured out. There's scholarships devoted to the victims and their descendants, but not significant like reparations or other remedies that are still, like I said, still part of the conversation. So the next slide is Greenwood Rising is an organization and a museum that is on the site of where this happened, this large part of the city that was destroyed, that is dedicated to that memory and to keeping it alive and also celebrating the black presence in Tulsa.
So Black Wall Street and that massacre and riot are one emphasis, and a second one is to study Native American culture. We will be going to the First American Museum. It's a world-class Smithsonian level museum. We'll have to travel a little bit to get there. Next slide. We will also visit two tribal nation headquarters, Cherokee and Delaware. I've been several times to the Delaware one in Bartlesville, and the Cherokee Nation is a little bit further away. It'll be a little bit of a ride, but has an outstanding museum, actually several museums, and we'll spend several days there. So that's, and as Peter said, to actually see and talk to these people is just so much better than a classroom. The other wonderful thing that happens is actually you all living together is a cross-cultural experience as well. And I think sometimes people are a little bit afraid to do a class like this because, what if I get with people I don't know? Well, number one, invite your friends to be a part of this class. And number two, we will do things, Peter and I, activities so that you're going to get to know new people and you're going to find new ways to relate to new people. And that's maybe just as great of an educational gift as learning about these pieces of history and different cultures. It can be a really wonderful experience. We will stay in a variety of homes. We're going to be very close to the Greenwood Rising, the main house that we're at. And so we're going to have access to downtown and we'll do a lot of fun and wonderful things too. So it's all pretty exciting, and we would like for you to sign up. Again, next slide. $325 is a smoking good deal to go anywhere for 9 days and have all your expenses. I think we estimated that you will pay for 5 or 6 meals on your own, and everything else is covered because the church down there is helping us significantly. Thank you. Sign up for either one of these classes. Thanks. Yay. Now, let's have our student panel come on up. Yeah, give a big hand. Woo! Give a big hand. We only have 2. That's okay, we'll just kind of share. We'll start with the women, yes. And I'm gonna sit on the end, is that okay? Yeah. Find a stool. These are wonderful folks. We are now to be here studying in a new culture. I'm going to have each of you introduce yourselves, what year you are in school, okay? Misaki, go ahead and you start.
I'm Misaki Kurata.
Okay, what year?
I'm a freshman.
Freshman, yeah.
My name is Lei, and I'm a freshman.
Yeah.
My name is Don, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Taiga, I'm also a freshman.
I love it. All right, and here are our questions. I'm just going to stay here, yeah. So, and Taiga, maybe we can is that okay to start with you? We're going to first talk about what's really wonderful or good and exciting about studying in another country. Taiga.
So I would say we can learn English with real culture, which is we can learn from the textbook. In Japan, we learn English for junior high school and high school, it is mean learning English 6 years. But we can learn real English, using in the real life. So I would say that is very awesome for studying abroad.
Love that. Who would like to be next? Want to go for it, Don? Yeah.
For me, staying in a different country offers a rich tapestry of experiences from immersing yourself in new cultures and languages to potentially face challenges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Culture, challenges like culture shock and homesicknesses, but also opportunities for personal growth and broadened perspectives.
Ah, so along with the wonderful stuff, there's a little bit of homesickness too. Yeah, I hear that. Okay, yeah.
For me, the best part about studying in another country is the opportunity of meeting people from all over the world, getting to know their culture and their lifestyle. I think adapting to another country's lifestyles makes you grow as a person, opening your mind and making you independent.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for that. Let's just focus in on it. So you've all met new people, right? Now I know this is a freebie question. I forgot to ask this one. What's like one new thing about American culture that you've learned? Can you just think off the top of your head? Dawn's got one.
I think for me would be how American society addresses each other in terms of like talking to let's say for instance if I was back home, I wouldn't address Ken as Ken.
Right.
I would have to address him as Mr. Ken or say Ken. And for the American society, it was quite fascinating for me to see that I can actually call someone Michelle's age Michelle. So for me, I would say that was one of the things that shook me when I came here.
And just to add to that, maybe that actual thing we do, which is be very casual with names, maybe that leads to less respect, and there should be more respect for people who are older. Is that okay to say that, Ken, that, we're all older adults or professors? I hear that, although I've grown up in American culture and always just like call them by their first names. Anybody else, because that's a great point. What's something new about American culture that you've learned?
For me, the importance they give to the sports here, because back home, like, everything is about studying and they don't give a lot of importance to sport. And I think it is important to give it to it because, like, it helps you, like, to grow as a person and to learn how to relate to others and to have meaningful relationships.
Love that. Love that. Yeah, anybody else? Then we're going to give Misaki a chance to answer question number one. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, for me, the most important things I have gained since I came here is the opportunity to have great friends.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
When I first came here, I am confident I was the most confused student because I couldn't understand what I have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people helped me with every angle, and then they became my best friends.
Yes.
Yeah, the process was not easy because we are growing in different communities. We have uncommon cultures and habits.
Mm-hmm.
But that is why it means a lot.
Yeah, it does mean a
Yeah,
lot.
spending time with people from other country, yeah, always gives me growth and joy. Yeah, so yeah, I'm making wonderful experiences by just being here with my favorite friends.
That makes my heart warm. And I'm just going to say, look, we need to say this publicly. Thank you for your extra work and effort and risk to come here to Hesston College. This about makes me cry. Because you know what? It is more difficult college is difficult anyway. And then to do it in a new language. And by the way, you all are doing so well. Wow. And to be the leaders that you are, and to do all the new and different things. I just want to say thank you, right? Let's maybe just give them a big hand for doing, yeah? How many of you out in the audience have ever taken even one college class in a different country? Okay. Was it difficult? I was in Lithuania for a year and had to take 6 hours of Lithuanian language. Oh, it was tough. Thank you. We're going to go to our second question. What's difficult about studying in another country? And whoever wants to go first, go first. Taiga. No.
Okay, personally, what is difficult studying abroad country is having to go out of the comfort zone, like more than when I was in Japan. So whether it's just attending class or like join a conversation, anything is like very challenging for me. So I try to be a kind of a yes man in order to get opportunities as much as possible.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's tough.
All right. For me, would be on top of my list. I
Put
said
the microphone a little bit closer, can't hear. There you go. Now.
I said bureaucracy and paperwork. Navigating unfamiliar systems and regulations can be frustrating and time-consuming. What I meant by putting this down was coming from a non-racial society and moving to a racial society was hard for me because, the society was different in a way that topics such as race and gender-based discrimination wasn't an issue, and coming to a community like that was hard, and it was sometimes I didn't know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it, because some things you might say and they might be offensive to that particular community. Another thing that I put it down on making friends and building a community or a support system. Being away from home is hard because you don't get to see people you are comfortable to talk to or to share some certain things that you can't share. And language boundary. Communication difficulties can make everyday tasks challenging, from ordering food or navigating public transport.
Yeah. And we don't have public transport. Boo. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
For me, what makes studying difficult in another country is how far you are away from your home country. It's hard to see your family and friends during the semester, and some people don't get to see them through the whole year, and sometimes you just need to spend time with them, and then you get homesickness.
Yeah. Yeah, homesickness, yeah.
And for me, I'm still easily misunderstood as a quiet person because it is still difficult to keep up other people's conversation perfectly. Mm-hmm. It makes me so nervous. I was like, what I can say. Mm-hmm. So I usually tried my best to join them, but it is still a challenging part for me to be accepted by some people, especially those I first met. Yeah, and some of them not familiar with the international like ours. Even if they are interested in talking with us, they are still on their way to find the way to communicate with us, and me too. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think it will be able to overcome this problem as my English skills improve and grows.
Thank you for saying that, Misaki. And yes, we can all improve in communication is a two-way part. And I also discovered when I lived in Lithuania that I was appreciative of people who were kind to me and who worked harder to understand me when my Lithuanian language was not quite right. And so thank you for having patience with us. The last thing I will say, and then we're going to give them a big hand, there is so much that you can learn from these 4 people beyond what you can even imagine. Yes, we want you to travel, but you can start to learn the world and start to see new ways and new solutions because of people like these 4 people here. You out there are so blessed because you can show us new ways to be respectful. You can help us with our values. Thank you. Let's please give them a great big round of applause. Thank you. Awesome. All right, then we are going to have Unity Day on Friday. In about 1 second, we're going to